For over 2 years, the Biden administration has failed to attend to some of the most basic governing duties: stable prices, secure borders, and safe streets are three of the most fundamental responsibilities that any government owes its people. But Washington Democrats neglected the basics for their pet priorities. They spent trillions of dollars on government goodies that nobody asked for, triggered the worst inflation in 40 years, and turned a blind eye to the border crisis and a crime wave, all occurring on their watch. They caused the damage on party line votes without any input from the Republican side. In response, the American people flipped the House and chose a closely divided Senate. The voters dialed up the checks and the balances. The people went to the ballot box and demanded the Democrats start negotiating and compromising. But the president's refusing to engage. Even as his own advisors say the debt ceiling is approaching fast, the White House is totally MIA. His position has been no negotiation, no reforms. It's such an absurd position that even fellow Democrats are not buying it. The senior senator from West Virginia, a Democrat, has publicly called on the president to sit down with Speaker McCarthy and negotiate. And listen to House Democrats. Get to work. Get it done for the sake of the country, says one. They've got to do it soon, says another. Just a few years ago, the Democratic leader said debt limit talks were, quote, an opportunity for bipartisanship. And what about President Biden himself? Here's what then Vice President Biden said about the debt ceiling back in 2011. Some of them are still unwilling to budge, taking an absolute position. My way or no way. That's not governing, said the Vice President in 2011. My goodness, that's harsh criticism for the 2023 version of President Biden from the 2011 version of Vice President Biden. The Democrats' reckless policies have already dealt far too much damage to our country. This administration's inflation has hammered working families' budgets. Their anti-energy policies have raised gas prices and utility bills. Their attempt to reinvent cash welfare without work requirements hurt small businesses by worsening labor shortages and hurt families by promoting dependence. So the working people of this country have already paid a heavy enough price for Democrat failures. We should not even come within a mile of flirting with a Democratic debt default on top of all the rest. It's time for President Biden to stop the partisan stubbornness, join Speaker McCarthy at the grown-ups table, and get talking.